nothing redeemable in him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, somebody, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him, take him at his word.
Do you think our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Are you
Excuse my French.
Last year, Robert De Niro went full-on with what can only be described as Trump derangement syndrome, raging in interview after interview, spewing wild accusations at the then GOP frontrunner. He called Trump everything from a monster to a fascist, casting himself as some kind of Hollywood hero defending democracy. But here's the truth. It was all one big, steaming pile of celebrity hypocrisy. And Bill Maher? He just tore the mask clean off. If you're into savage political takedowns and truth bombs the mainstream media won't touch, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because moments like this are just getting started.
Mine is, it's Biden versus Trump. We want to live in a world that we want to live in and enjoy living in, or live in a nightmare. Vote for Trump, and you'll get the nightmare. Vote for Biden, and we'll be back to normalcy.
Yeah. So why is Trump winning? I mean, the New York Times poll this week came out, and maybe this will change it with the State of the Union address, but Trump was beating him rather soundly. It was quite a warning light, 48 to 43, also winning way more among women than he had before, winning outright Latinos. What do you attribute that to?
I don't know. I just don't want to feel the way I did, and many of us don't, after the election in 2016, where we couldn't believe that it happened.
De Niro had a whole laundry list of reasons why not to vote for Trump, but couldn't name a single reason why millions of Americans, including a surprising number of women, actually do want him back in office. That's the kind of blindness this syndrome causes. And here's a message to the die-hard left still clinging to the idea that Trump only stood a chance because Biden wasn't mentally sharp. It's time to wake up. Pre-election polls showed Trump pulling ahead, and not by a slim margin. The writing was on the wall, and they saw it. That's why Democrats started scrambling behind the scenes. They didn't want a fair fight. They wanted a switch. So Biden's handlers began quietly easing him out and prepping Kamala Harris to step in. You're not crazy for noticing. You're just finally paying attention.
It's a total monster. And anybody, I don't understand it. I guess they get behind that kind of logic. They want to fuck with people, screw them, because they're unhappy about something. He's such a mean, nasty, hateful person. I never play him as an actor, because I can't see any good in him. Nothing.
Hold up. Let me pause for a second, because I think I missed this part. Did Robert De Niro seriously say he wouldn't play Donald Trump if asked? First of all, who's asking? Why would anyone cast him to play Trump when they don't even remotely resemble each other? That's like casting Danny DeVito to play LeBron James. Make it make sense. And let's not pretend De Niro's turning down some historic, once-in-a-lifetime role. He's not the only A-lister in Hollywood. This isn't a noble stand. It's delusional at best, laughable at worst. Just the latest rambling from a man clearly slipping. Anyway, let's fast forward to the part where he starts making some wild predictions, because that's when things really go off the rails.
In him. And we have to, and whoever the people are who want to vote for him, and there look like intelligent people around there, for some reason, it can't be. It cannot be. If he wins the election, you won't be on the show anymore. He'll come looking for me. There'll there'll be things that happen that none of us can imagine. That's what happens in that kind of a dictatorship, which is what he says. Let's believe him. Take him at his word.
This is absolutely wild. Trump's been back in office for months now, and let's be honest, how many of De Niro's doomsday predictions have actually come true? Zero. Not even close. But here's what has happened. Trump pulled a move no one saw coming. He invited one of his fiercest critics, Bill Maher, to the White House. Yes, that Bill Maher, a lifelong Democrat, liberal donor, and relentless Republican roaster. And here's the kicker. Not a single Democratic president ever gave Maher that kind of access. Not Obama, not Clinton, not even Biden. But Trump did. Why? Because unlike his critics, Trump doesn't fear dialogue. He doesn't hide behind echo chambers or rehearse safe appearances. He charges straight into the fire, and that's what makes him so unpredictable, and yes, in many ways so effective. So, was De Niro right that Trump would do the unimaginable? Sure, just not in the apocalyptic way Hollywood screamed about. Instead, Trump's shaking things up in ways they never saw coming.
Our democracy is at risk in this election?
I think that it is. I always keep saying democracy is great, of course, but democracy people take for granted. It's a word that some people don't even understand. They take it for granted. It's about right and wrong, period. The guy's a monster. He is beyond wrong. It's almost like he wants to do the most horrible things that he can think of in order to get a rise out of us. I don't know what it is, but he's been doing it, and it's scary.
Are you
Excuse my French.
At this point, it's painfully obvious. Robert De Niro knows very little about anything outside of acting and throwing tantrums at Donald Trump. Just listen to the way he defines democracy. He starts by insisting that not everyone understands it, then rattles off a definition so laughably basic, it sounds like it was lifted straight from a middle school civics textbook. It's arrogant. It's embarrassing. But honestly, are we even surprised? This is classic woke Hollywood behavior. Loud, self-righteous, and completely disconnected from the real world. These people live in a bubble so thick, it's practically soundproof. They preach about democracy while shutting down dissent. They claim moral authority, but can't tolerate a single opposing view. And De Niro? He's just the loudest voice in a chorus of elites who wouldn't last 5 minutes outside their red carpet echo chamber. The rest of us? We're done pretending they're the grown-ups in the room.
Totally dumbfounded, baffled by that. I can't understand it. And it's a thing that we've seen over decades and decades. And he's a what's it, Tammy Faye and the other one?
Yes.
It's the same thing, give us your money, we're going to save you. Yeah, televangelist.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing.
De Niro didn't just stop at attacking Trump. He took it a step further and insulted everyday Americans who support him. He flat out gaslit millions of voters, painting them as nothing more than gullible fools being conned by a master manipulator. According to De Niro, if you believe in Trump, you're either stupid, blind, or brainwashed. That's the level of contempt he has for anyone outside his elitist Hollywood bubble. But here's the irony. The same guy calling Trump supporters gullible is out here parroting talking points from late-night hosts and activist journalists like it's gospel, as if that's critical thinking. De Niro assumes he's enlightened simply because he shares the same opinion as his celebrity friends. That's not intelligence, that's herd mentality. And it's exactly why more and more Americans are tuning out Hollywood altogether. People are tired of being talked down to by out-of-touch millionaires who think fame equals wisdom. Spoiler, it doesn't. And then, one day, De Niro crossed paths with a Trump supporter on the streets of New York. What happened next? Fireworks.
Your favorite president. I forgive you, Bobby, for being such a loser about the election. It's not your fault you were born with a low IQ. It's not your fault, Bobby. Believe me. Bobby, your favorite president won. Kamala lost. She lost so strongly. You were wrong. You're a loser. You're a total loser. This show sucks. You're going to get low ratings.
But seriously, what gives Robert De Niro the right to lecture the rest of us on who we should or shouldn't vote for? He lives in a Hollywood bubble, completely insulated from the struggles everyday Americans face. While families were grappling with skyrocketing gas prices, grocery bills that doubled overnight, and paychecks that barely made it to the end of the month under President Biden. De Niro was sipping wine in his multi-million-dollar mansion, far removed from it all. He didn't feel the squeeze.
Revelations tonight about the Biden inner circle's efforts to hide his decline, including a scene in which the campaign staged a fake town hall. Why? Well, to quell concerns about his age and ability to interact with people.
He didn't have to choose between rent and groceries. So when he arrogantly scolds Americans for supporting Trump, it doesn't come off as righteous. It reeks of elitist ignorance. If he has a personal vendetta against Trump, fine, that's his right. But that doesn't give him the moral authority to gaslight and demean millions of hardworking citizens for exercising their democratic right to support a leader who actually hears them. Because at the end of the day, De Niro doesn't speak for the people, he speaks at them. And people are done listening.
Have used fake town halls. Now, I would say those town halls usually are in addition to real town halls. Joe Biden was doing neither. This fake town hall was in order to film it so they could make it into campaign commercials. They filmed it in Delaware with supporters. But Joe Biden at this point, this is the spring of 2024, Joe Biden's town hall, which was closed to press, was so bad that campaign officials determined that it was not usable for a campaign commercial. So they took 90 minutes, 2 hours out of the president's day, they filmed an entire town hall, and they determined that it was not